What is going on, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook? My name is Jabs Carter.
My name is Shad.
Glad to see you, Shot. Glad you're
Glad
here,
to
man.
see you, man.
All right, y'all. So today we are going to be talking about private money lenders, how they work, how they lend on deals. Where do we find these private money lenders? Where do we even find these creatures, right? No, I'm just kidding. But a lot of people, they've been kind of asking us a lot of questions. And the main one is, how do we connect and find these private money lenders? How do I know what type of value I can bring to private money lenders? So a lot of the questions that we've been receiving, we've just been kind of saving up those questions. And what we're going to be doing is every Wednesday, we're going to start hosting these virtual meetups so that people can just come in and network, obviously, and also ask questions. So any type of question you guys have, we can answer them. We just want to make sure that everybody's receiving value. And we also want to do deals with everyone. But the main objective is to bring value to everybody. And we wanted to start with some juicy stuff first versus just how to wholesale or how to find a deal, right? Because most people at this point, I think they're at the point where they are finding deals, and it's pretty easy for them to find these deals. So now, when they get these deals, what is the next steps? What do I do? Like, how do I know? What if I don't have any money, but I know, a pretty good strategy? Let us know. So we're actually here actively helping people out. We're also involved in a lot of different stuff right now, guys. We're hosting these monthly meetups out here in Dallas Fort Worth called Doing Dallas Deals, or I'm sorry, Doing DFW Deals. We just changed the name. So if you guys are in the Dallas area, look up Doing DFW Deals inside of the Facebook group. Again, my name is Jabs Carter. This is Shad. We are both Sub 2 members. If you guys don't know what Sub 2 is, we're basically, we're, what do you call us?
Pace Mortgage student.
We're Pace Morby students.
We buy
So,
properties in subject to creatively do innovation, creative financing.
yes,
Simple
sir.
way, we buy real estate creatively.
I love it. So I'm gonna just kind of briefly, I'm gonna let at least five people get in here, but I'm gonna kind of do a brief introduction about who I am, where I'm from, how I got started into real estate. I'm gonna do that really, really quick because I don't think that's important to you guys. You guys really want to know about how these private money lenders work and how to find these people. And then once I'm finished, and I'm gonna let Shad introduce himself, kind of figure out, or I'm sorry, talk about where he's from, how he got started in real estate, and what he's currently doing. So without further ado, you want to start first, or do I start first?
Uh, you go ahead.
All
You
right. So guys, my name is Jabs Carter. If you don't know me, you definitely should. I uh, I started in real estate back in 2019. I had an old friend. He brought me into the real estate world. He was an agent. He made his first $5,000 commission. I got excited. I figured, that could do a lot of, that could do a lot for my family. At the time, I had a girlfriend and a baby. So when I saw that $5,000 check, that kind of, it inspired me to say, hey, I think I can go out and go do the same thing you did. This guy's my friend. And fast forward, we did a few deals together. I started wholesaling. I'm sorry, no, I didn't start wholesaling. The way I got started into wholesaling was by driving for dollars. I would drive for dollars, at least hitting at least 100 leads a day or 100 houses a day. From driving for dollars, I graduated to doing door knocking. From door knocking, that's when I started cold calling. From cold calling, that's when I started finding better deals. So as I was kind of graduating from baby steps onto the bigger stuff, at that point, that's when I found a serious buyer who was like, "Hey, I want to actually show you how to grow your wealth." And that mentor, he showed me how to do a lot of the seller finance. He showed me how to do the BRRRR strategies. He showed me how to leverage other people's money, how to leverage other people's credit, and that's what I'm now doing. Fast forward up into 2021 is when I found Pace Morby. That's when I joined the Sub Two group. Once I joined that group or that mentorship or that family, I kind of just skyrocketed. I started branding myself. I started sharing people. I started sharing with people my vision and what I want to do and where I want to go and how I want to grow. And from there, I bought my first property. It was actually out of state when I bought my first property inside of the mentorship. I now have 30 single family properties in my portfolio. um, I do a lot of the creative stuff. So anything creative I know about, I only want creative deals right now. Cash is just not, it's not my thing. But what I am looking to do is start doing a lot of the developments, group homes, sober living, pad splits, residential assisted living, get into new development projects by helping other investors get inside these projects because they don't know how to use other people's money, but I do. Also start buying businesses such as laundromats and other stuff, guys. So that's kind of a little bit about me, where I came from, and kind of where I'm going. And I'm just going to let you guys go ahead and
Hey
talk to
guys,
Shad.
so I'm gonna make my intro very short. So I'm actually from California, Los Angeles, and I joined Pismore Sub 2 Group when he was marketing, looking at YouTube, lot of YouTube videos. Then I figure out, oh, you can buy seller financing deal or Sub 2 deal. How does that work? Even he goes through a lot of video. Even I'm a Sub 2 student. Sometimes video and document just a document. So I was thinking that Texas is growing. I took the rigs. I drove all the way from California to Texas to come to this meetup. Then I got introduced to Jabs, Jack, and Chris. Then meanwhile, I got introduced to my mentor that I partner with. He's also a Sub 2 student. He's Donovan Richard. He's our actually main partner in this business. And Jabs partner with him. Now we are together, working together as a team. So Donovan Richard opened the window for me to his office. I started to work with him. Then become he taught me how to deal with foreclosure deals, how to do a seller financing call, sub to call, how to do novation. It's just 7-8 months nonstop training and a lot of getter lending with him, and also some gap funding with Donovan Richards. So I personally did a couple of deals with him as well. Now we are full function team. We have acquisition team, disposition team, transaction coordinator. We have bunch of VS, bunch of closer. So now we are just expanding in multiple sector. As Jabs mentioned, that we are in group homes, we are in wholesale business, we are buying and hold, we are buying businesses, and we have also two title company. So if you guys don't have known title company that you are looking for double close and sub to deal or seller financing deal, I would say you guys can consider to come to our title company. That's called CNAT, Community National Title. That's the title company. In that title company, we hold meetup every Saturday, first Saturday of every month. So that's the short intro for me. So now let's get back to the business. Today's topic, private lending. Is it safe or it is not? We are going to deep down to it to make sure we explain everything correctly. So at least you guys are familiar with what is private lending is and how everyone can benefit from this topic.
Perfect, man. And I know we said we were going to do a short intro, but it's kind of, I think it was short, but nobody laughed at my joke. Okay. No worries. It's
I'm
all
laughing.
good.
Don't worry.
Thank you. All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and present a presentation. That way you can kind of follow along with what we're talking about. And then if you guys have questions, please ask those questions on the side chat. That way we can go ahead and get everybody squared away. So give me just a second. And again, keep in mind, we are going to be doing these every Wednesday. So any questions that we can't get to today, we'll actually have that in our box of topics or topics of discussions. We'll have that, and then we'll go ahead and start making those lives for you guys, so we can answer it in a
efficient manner.
In a fit. Thank you. All righty. So let's go to the presentation. Let me present. Share my screen. And I also just bought this MacBook. So if we have technical difficulties, y'all, bear with me. Give me a second. All righty. So let's do this one. Share it. Okay. I think you guys are able to see my screen. Alrighty. So obviously today we're talking about how to be a private money lender. How do you find these private lenders? What are they? Where do you find these creatures, right? Before we start, I will ask you guys to do us one quick favor. If you're on Instagram watching this, or if you're on Facebook, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's start with Shods. It's youtube.com /LULDA 1549. That's LULDA 1549. Also add him on Facebook. That's facebook.com /GOLULDA. You can also follow Shad on Instagram at Lulda_Lulda. That's LULDA_LULDA. And last but not least, my YouTube, if you are on Instagram or Facebook watching this, my YouTube channel is Jabs_Carter84. My Facebook channel is facebook.com/JCarter2012. And my Instagram handle is Jabs_Carter84.
So on that note, guys, the reason we are sharing this is just not about our marketing, because this valuable information, if you go somewhere, then they will charge you $5,000, $10,000. But we want to bring value to our viewers, to others, that the money we paid for, you guys don't need to pay for it. So these are the free value we are giving out to you guys. So we wanted to make sure that you guys are getting values and making some deals, and hopefully we can make some deals together in future. So now we will get started with our first PowerPoint slide. So basically, what is private money? So that's the biggest question. So if you don't know what is private money is, then how you will know what is private money lender? So in this regard, let's try to figure out what is private money. So as you can see, when we are putting some money in underneath our bed sheet or somewhere underneath our cushion, like trying to save some money for the future, that's the cash money. It's called private money. So the actual definition would be, I'm just gonna read out through what is written here. Private money refers to funds or capital that come from individuals or private organizations, as opposed to traditional financial institutions like banks, 401k, IRA, permanent life insurance, etc. Then we will go deep down on this, like what each of them is. So basically, private money is if you have cash. If cash is sitting on your savings account or checking account, you can just pull out. That's the private money. If you have a 401k retirement plan, you can take loan. Or if you are 59 and a half years old, you know someone, they are sitting on cash, maybe $1 million, $2 million. So that's not making money in the bank. That's the money they can pull out, buy some real estate, invest in businesses. IRA, individual retirement account. So if your retirement account is mature, you can pull out cash from there. Permanent life insurance policy. That's the fun topic that every big company have. Permanent life insurance company, including banks. So they are taking out loan in a lower rate from their insurance and investing in different areas of real estate. Now, Jabs, if you want to pitch in why people are more towards private money lending.
So that's a good question. So why are people leaning towards private money lending? One reason is because traditional banks, they pay you only 1 cent in return, and you can lose value of your money over time. Moreover, long-term savings account actually helps bank to make about 5 to 7% on their investments, but not to their actual account holders. So Shad, if you kind of want to break that down real quick.
Sure. I just like put a picture over here. It's actual bank account. as you can see.
Is this your bank account shot?
It can be, right? I'm not gonna disclose that, but it can be. But this is a original bank account statement that there is a $10,000 in the savings account, and how much interest rate bank are paying on it? 0.02%. And you can also see that interest payment paid on August 22, 2023 is 15 cents on that $10,000. So if you are putting money in the bank account, it just looks good. Nothing else that you have a money in the saving account. But I would do suggest that everyone should save some money as an emergency fund. We never know when the money needed. So now if we go to the next slide, that is called where are they getting their money from? This is the very interesting topic to talk about. Where are they getting their money? I talked a little bit in the beginning, but let's see. Number one, working hard and saving money to their saving account. Who are they? Physician. We know surgeon, doctors, their salaries start with 100,000. If you are a surgeon, probably you are making $500,000 to $1 million. They're very valuable in our society, but their money just sitting on their bank account. Now, engineers, Google CEO Surinder Pichai, he makes probably $2 million, $3 million a year. Also, they are the stockholder of the company, and Google stock, they're pretty expensive. Stock traders, I wouldn't say the people who lost money in last year. I'm saying the good stocks trader who knows how to actually trade stock. And they're like from Bitcoin or stock trading, they have so much money. Now they are sitting on cash in their bank account. Stock can be also cash because you can sell that and pull out your cash if the stock is in the gain level, not losing money. Now let's go to the second one. Jabs, I think you can describe that pretty well because it's just for investor.
Got it. So number two, the educative investors who are diversifying their portfolio. Examples: buy and hold, lending, wholesaling, fix and flips. So a lot of these investors who are, educated in diversifying their funds or diversifying their portfolios, these guys are basically pulling out cash from maybe a fix and flip. Maybe they've done a couple wholesale deals. Maybe they pulled out some cash from their refinance. Whenever you have a property with equity, you can go ahead and do what they call a cash out refinance. Let's just pretend like maybe your house is worth $200,000 and you owe maybe $100,000. The bank comes in and they do 70 up to maybe 80% loan to value. You get to pull that cash out because there's a lot of equity in there. So now that equity that you have, you can use that and it's tax free. So that equity, people typically, they just come in and they say, hey, I want to go ahead and reinvest my money into other assets, or maybe I want to buy another business or something in that nature. So with most investors that's already actually investing into real estate, they're basically just redeploying their cash and just making another return, if that makes sense.
All right. So they're just like doing deals the simple way, making money. So they are now also building their portfolio and diversifying their investment by also becoming a private money lender.
I kind of want to touch on another thing. Whenever we do have investors, because I run across a lot of investors today, they have they have these retirement accounts, they have the self-directed IRAs, insurance policies, and sometimes the money's just collecting dust. They don't really know what to do with it, and they're brand new. They're trying to get into their first deals. And the reason why I want to do this side topic real quick is just because I want you guys to make sure that whenever you are deciding to lend out your money, that you actually do your due diligence first. You want to do, not only do you care about the deal, but you want to know who are you lending to? Who is this person? Who are you about to get into this deal with or into this business with? Because you never know. This person may need the funds for about 5 years. Do you know this person? Have you created a relationship with this person? How does the deal look like? How many deals have this investor, or how many deals have this person done previous to the deal that he's trying to pitch to you right now? So kind of what we have done to mitigate a lot of the stressing and having maybe what they call sellers or buyers remorse. What we typically do is we'll make a funding partners reference sheet, and what that reference sheet does is it literally think about when you're trying to buy a car. What do these car lots or what do these dealerships do? They usually run your credit, and they ask you, hey, do you have any references that we can call on? Well, they need to know who are they about to lend to. So the same way that they do their business, we kind of mimic that. We copy and paste that. So how we look at it is if we make this list, that'll basically gain a lot of credibility. And this will help out for other investors who don't know how to actually be a good borrower. So if you're going out here, you're borrowing funds, or if you're lending funds, make sure you do your due diligence. But for my investors who are looking to borrow private funds, make sure you have like some type of funding partner reference list or private money lender reference list. Attached to that should be some type of testimonials. That can be through emails or through text. So I just want to point that out just for the folks that, they do have capital. They don't know what to do with it. It's just sitting there. I know you're eager to spend your money. I had to kind of slap my partner's hands a few times from trying to spend so much money. I'm like, hey, let's think about this first. Let's make sure we know who we're lending to and yada, yada. And he's like, okay, it makes sense. But I'm just speaking for the guys who's itching, like hey, I got to spend this money right now to get this deal. Make sure you do your due diligence first. That's all I ask.
We are going over that to help you how to do your due diligence on the next slides. But now coming back to number 3, or what is retirement account? Probably you guys heard of 401k, IRA. If you don't have one, maybe consider to get one, because that can help you. Like when you will be retiring, you will be sitting on a lot of cash. But it does have pros and cons. I'm not a financial advisor, so make sure you talk to a financial advisor. So now number 4 is permanent life insurance. That's my, I would say, one of the favorite topic to describe. People always talk about infinite banking, become your own bank. So that's actually basically permanent life insurance. It has IUL, Index Universal Life, whole life, and annuities. But these are long-term investment. Why are these so popular? When in 2023, our interest rate is 8%, 9%, 7%, you name it. This guy like open a whole life insurance maybe 15 years, 20 years ago. They can pull out money from their life insurance policy just only 2 to 3% interest rate. Think about it. If you pull out money from your whole life insurance or IUL for 3%, now you can lend that money to others at 15%, 18%, 20% interest rate. So literally there is 13% profit, and you are taking loan from yourself. That's why these baby boomers sitting on a lot of money, they don't know, as Japs mentioned, what to do with it. Now we are coming along, just giving you an entertaining, like how to invest your money in a right way.
Before we get into this one, I had someone on Instagram. She said, can you repeat the last part with the life insurance?
All right. So let me go back. So one person asking a question about the life insurance. So what is life insurance is, there is a couple of life insurance. So far I am familiar with term life insurance and whole life insurance or permanent life insurance. So term life insurance is cheaper. So basically it's a death benefit. If someone goes to heaven, their beneficiary, maybe lovely wife, lovely husband, or their kids gets the money. But with whole life insurance is the policy that you can buy. It's not only give you a death benefit, but it's also protect you if that life insurance structure in a way that if you have all of a sudden an emergency or you get a terminal illness, so you can take out loan from that whole life insurance, as called permanent life insurance. But with term life insurance, you cannot do that. You just only getting the death benefits. But with permanent life insurance, also called IUL, whole life insurance, and annuities, in those, you also have a living benefits. Like 15, 20 years later, you can pull out money from your whole life insurance. Then how does that work? That will be a totally different podcast. In all, I would suggest to be short, permanent life insurance thinks as your saving account. So if you put money and pay premium for 10 to 15 years, its value increases. So if you buy a $500,000 policy, when you will be retiring, like 30 to 40 years from now, your $500,000 policy can become 1 million or $2 million policy. So there is a lot of research to involve, but for this topic, I just want to be specific to private money lending topic. Thank you for that question. I would be considered to making a total video on how the permanent life insurance work, and I will try to bring my partner who is selling permanent life insurance policy. Just watch on this YouTube channel, Lulda. Hopefully, I can bring him in, and within 2-3 weeks, I can do a podcast to give you an overview how actually IUL and this life insurance works.
Love it, bro. I love it. Freaking love it.
All right, now for the time being, we just need to cover a lot of things so you guys can get value. Let's go to the next topic. So the question comes, where can I invest my money safely, right? Everyone wants to a safer investment. All right, as you can see in the picture, bring your laptop. Don't think about the cash right now. Before going to that cash, make sure you are bringing your calculator, reading a lot of documents. That's very important. Now, investments that are safer. What are those? Number one, Jabs, you can pitch in, maybe talk about earnest money deposit and how did you make a lot of money just buying doing as a Gator lending?
I love it, man. So EMD, earnest money deposits. So right now, a lot of people are doing, and I'll turn the screen around right now, guys. Sorry. But right now, a lot of people are doing what they call Gator lending, where you just pretty much you are funding other investors' earnest money deposits, and you're getting a return. So obviously, first thing you want to do is you want to do your own due diligence. You want to run your numbers on this specific deal. Make sure that this deal actually makes sense, so that you know that you're not spending $2,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 on earnest money and you're not getting that money back. So I've actually had a few Gator lenders show me kind of how I can, get into this in this type of business. But here's what happened. I'll show you guys a really clean way of how I made like $2,500. But I gave a guy $5,000. It was like a couple weeks ago. Gave him $5,000. That $5,000 was actually earned through another deal. But I said, I want to go ahead and try to see if I can do this Gator lending thing. But I gave a guy $5,000. And I said, hey, I'll give you this for 30 days. And in return, he gave me $7,500 back. That was just his earnest money. He was doing a wholesale deal. And he said, I'm making $20,000. And I was like, look, I don't want to take your entire wholesale fee, but I do want to see a return on my money, which I said I wanted $2,500 back just to give it a try. And literally, we closed the deal. It was probably like 15 days, not 30, but we closed the deal within 15 days. He paid me back my $7,500 back, and that was literally used for his earnest money. He gave me the $7,500 back, and that was how I made my $2,500 profit just for him lending, or just for me lending on his earnest money deposit. So that's kind of a thing right now inside of the Sub2 community. And then obviously, if you're not inside of the Sub2 community and you don't know what it is, you can obviously hit us up on Instagram or just kind of message us in the private chat. But I am now a Gator lender. My partner Shad is now a Gator lender. We also have more Gator lenders that's obviously open to this. So if you guys are needing some funds for earnest money, we will help you fund your EMDs.
Right. Now, next one is gap funding.
One of my favorite topics.
Go ahead, Jeff. I will let you take that one.
Okay. So gap funding, pretty much when you guys are going to, let's just pretend like for the investors that aren't investors. I know we all call each other wholesalers, but I look at you guys as investors because you're investing a lot of time and money into these software systems. But For the investors that aren't buying yet, let's pretend like you actually are a buyer right now, a cash buyer, and you have a deal where you have to give the hard money lender, 25% down to get approved for a loan. That 25% down plus closing cost, you're going to need, if you don't have the funds, you're going to need gap funding. You're going to need someone to fill in that gap. You're going to need the funds to fill that gap in. So what we typically do is we have our private lenders, they come in and we say, hey, Shad, hey man, I know you got some cash. I wouldn't start the conversation that way, but hey, Shad, I'm just seeing if you wanted to potentially come in and maybe partner on this deal with me. I need about $25,000. That's going to cover the down payment for the loan, and it's going to cover closing costs. So if you give me $25,000, I'll give you 15% return on your money within 6 months.
Yeah, I would be saying, yeah, definitely.
Perfect.
Who gives 15%? you guys can saw that banks gives only 0.02% to 0.01%. I would definitely take 15% for 6 months.
Perfect. All right. If you for real, I need that right now. Like,
all right. I will sign the check. I will sign the check after this.
So Shad brings me the 20. Well, he doesn't bring it to me. He actually wires. He wires that over to the title company inside of the escrow account, because we don't take the funds into our our business account unless it's a different type of structure, and we'll get into that another day. But Shad, he wires over the funds to the escrow account, and now that gap that we had to fill in, that is now funded. So Shad literally came in and funded this down payment and the closing costs for this deal. If that didn't make sense, guys, please let me know so that I can break it down a little bit further. But we did have one quick question someone asked about EMD. What is the time frame to get the funds back for EMD?
It's really quick. So basically, EMD needs that people wants to put that money in the escrow account, like when the title opens, right? So usually you are getting that money back within a month. When the property gets closed, everything as transaction is closing, that's the time you're getting the money back. And it's very safe. I would say one of the safest investment you can have.
So to kind of answer the question with some numbers, you're looking at about, I would say roughly 30 days. That would be the max, unless you guys agree upon maybe 60 days or something like that. That's the typical deal for a Gator lender if you're doing a 30 to 60 day type of deal. Now, how is the money safe when you have your lenders fund these gap funding deals, or you're doing gap funding? Well, in case something happens, you are signing a promissory note and a deed of trust.
We're going to go over that one too.
Okay, so let me spit up. I'll be quiet on that. But the reason that I'm pre-answering this question is because the question is, where can I invest my money safely? And this is gap funding. So how's your gap funding? How is that money actually safe? Shad, do you know why? How is this money safe?
So hold on to that, because we are going to deep down onto it. Just for money safely, because you are investing in a property or in a business that you know, right? You know the person, you can trust that person, and they are going to provide you some sort of documents, underwriting comps. So we'll be coming to that paperwork and those important scenario on the next slides. So now let's go to number 3. So as already Japs mentioned, we can use that as a down payments for hard money, fix and flip loan, sometimes repair of the house loan. So now, since we already described that, you can also do equity partners for other businesses and investment venture. So if you say that, okay, I'm gonna use my private money, one person has a really good business and investment, but he doesn't have any money. So that person cannot give your money back real quick, maybe not within 3 months, 6 months, but you have a profit limit, or return on investment will be 20 to 25%. Then I would fund that deal for a year, right? If the return is 20 to 25% in a year, but you definitely do your own due diligence and be careful on long-term investment. So now if we come to how to know a safer investment, we are talking about like this is a safer investment, that is a safer investment. Everyone's talking about safer investment, but what is it? Let's try to figure out. As we mentioned before, go ahead, Jen.
Investing with experienced investors, developers, and businessmen.
Now, second one.
Understanding comping and underwriting of the deal.
The third one.
The third one is looking at the investment to make sure everyone is making money and the deal makes sense and we have enough profits, or some people call it spread.
Fourth one.
And last but not least, overall, to make sure you will get your money back with at least 10, about 20% in profit.
I wanted to touch base on number 3. What I mean by everyone needs to make money. So the reason is, if you think that you're just gonna lend money and that's not a good deal, eventually your investment can be very unsafe. When everyone makes money, that's the time you are getting your money back with profit. That's simple as that. When everyone makes money, you are getting your money back with actual profit, 10 to 20% profit.
Love it.
All right, let's go to how to protect your investment. That's the part we're waiting for, right? Let's do. Don't forget the paperwork. Never send money to anyone without doing any paperwork, period. Number 1, what is the first thing you need to know?
You need the subject property address.
Address, right? What is second thing?
You also need borrower legal ID and their LLC information.
So we don't know what's gonna happen. Even Japs is my friend. Even I wanted to do business with him, we are very good friends, good partners. But when we are doing transaction, he has to give me his ID, LLC information, no matter what. That's the safer way to do business, because when it comes to business, we are not partner, we are not brother, we are not friend, we are just business partner.
I thought I was your friend.
Outside of business, yeah.
I got you. The third one is a promissory note.
Go ahead. You know better. Promissory note. You wrote a lot of promissory notes, right?
Promissory notes are my favorite documents just because it's literally a promise. Hey man, I promise to pay you this note. If I don't, there are some clauses in here where you can come in and just take the property back so that you can protect your investment. The deed of trust and the security deed. Deeds of trust. You're going to need both of these documents, promissory notes and the deed of trust. With these documents, those documents get recorded
With the
out here.
county.
Yes. You want to go and kind of elaborate on that?
So deed of trust, when you if you ever buy a property, everyone, when there is a loan or mortgage, if you're going for a conventional loan, they also give you a trust that is called warranty deed. So we call it deed of trust because that's the document you actually can record with the county. So as an example, the investment or the subject property is a collateral. That's actually the safer investment because you are getting the property as a collateral. At any point, if the investor doesn't return your money back, you can actually foreclose on them or take action against them because you will have a deed that you lend the money to them. It will be written and it will be done by sometimes with escrow company. So now this is the part, number 5 I was talking about and Japs was talking about, deed in lieu. So if that addendum included in the deed of trust, or you can do a separate paperwork for deed in lieu, that is allowing you, if the lender, if the borrower is not paying you for more than 2 months or 3 months, that you can take action against them that, okay, you are not paying me, now I'm going to foreclose on that property. By selling that property, I will get my money. So that's are the assurance to protect yourself, to make sure you are getting this paperwork. Without this paperwork, it will be very challenging. That's the way, and this paperwork can get complicated. That's the way we partner up with other experienced investor rather than doing it by ourselves.
Oh, perfect timing.
Yep.
Open up the YouTube. Just want to check something.
Sure.
If you are on my Instagram, you guys might want to slide over to my YouTube live because we're about to end the Instagram live. I'm trying to get everybody to come onto my YouTube to kind of get to know us over there. I will be posting a lot on Instagram, but most of my content will be going on YouTube because I can keep it there. You know, I can show it to my kids whenever they get older. Obviously, Shad he's also going to be having his YouTube up and running. So we want to make sure that we have everybody on here that's on Instagram come over to our YouTube live. So if you are not on my Instagram live, I advise y'all to get there. It's Jabs_Carter84. Shad, what's your YouTube?
Lulda, Lulda. It's in black and white. So as you can see in the bottom, it's in black and white. It says Lulda. That's my brand. So that's the YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, just Lulda. You will find it. The reason we are saying to come to our YouTube channel because we have a longer videos and it's explained in deeply that you don't need to pay for like $10,000 mentorship for.
Yeah.
So we are just giving away free. So that's the reason if you come to our YouTube, we have a lot of videos how to invest in RV park, what is reverse mortgage, how to just like totally gap funding videos, total podcast in there, what is creative financing, innovation. All this video will be if you look at our YouTube channel. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Lulda, and also Jabs Carter. That would be very appreciated for you guys because we can bring value for each other. And if you're not like switching it to YouTube, go ahead, try to switch it to YouTube. That's the way you can see our channel and try to take a look that whatever video we have, are we bringing any value? Give a comments in there. What video you need? What are the things you need help with? If you put those comments and letting us know, we'll consider to make that video and go live on that topic specifically.
See y'all there. All right, Instagram.
All right. So now we are done with the paperwork. So let's see if anyone has any questions in YouTube.
Okay, we're good. Okay, so we got 2 people in here so far. Ooh. All right, you can go back to the stream.
Right here. Which one?
Right up there. I'm sorry, right here.
All right. So now we don't have much questions. So I'm just gonna go over and finish our podcast over here by saying you guys, please consider to subscribe to our channel. As you can see, it's Jabs Carter. It's a Jabs Carter. If you just type it in on Jabs Carter, you can easily find his YouTube channel. And if you just type in Lulda, all the social media platform is by that same name. And make your comments, right? What do you think about this podcast? And how can we bring value on the next video? On that note, guys, thank you so much for watching this live with Jabs Carter. And I wish you guys making some deals together and just make some money.
Let's make some money, y'all. Let's make some money. I think we're gonna. All right. Let's see. Let's stop sharing. Okay. So hopefully that was that brought some value to you guys. If you guys have any questions, y'all want to know a little bit more about private money lending, or if you are looking to raise some money for whatever reason. If you got maybe multifamily deals or single family deals, commercial deals, or something like that, hit us up. We can either point you in the right direction or we can help you out, obviously. So I think we're going to kind of keep the chat open for about 5 more minutes. Shad got to get home to his family. I got to get to mine as well. But I'm gonna leave it open for about 5 more minutes just in case we have some questions in the side chat. And if we do, guys, go ahead and post them and we will answer them. And if not, we will go ahead and end it after 5 minutes. And we'll go ahead and see you guys on the next show next Wednesday. Okay. All righty. So, Alexander, good question. The question is, what is the ideal situation to use earnest money loan or to use your Gator loan services? So, typically, if you're a Gator lender, so I'm gonna answer the second question first. If you're a Gator lender and you found an investor that maybe wants to put $3,000 down on a contract for earnest money, well, you're going to talk to that investor and say, "Hey, I'll give you this $3,000 for, and I'll put it up for your earnest money." Right? We got to sign the paperwork, the proper documents. Once we sign that paperwork, I'll go ahead and wire over the funds to the title company. Now, in return, I'm going to ask you for $5,000, or I'm going to ask you for $6,000, or whatever return you're looking for. But the ideal situation is for investors that have properties under contract, that's doing wholesale deals, or maybe they're that's a typical. I don't want to get into the other ones because I don't want to confuse anybody that's watching. But for a typical ideal situation is for wholesalers or investors that are wholesaling a property, a good deal, not just having a contract signed. You want to get a wholesaler that has, maybe a 40 to 50 cent deal instead of an 80% deal. I don't think 80% deals are going to move right now in today's market. It's 2023 and interest rates are still high. So you might want to, if you do have a wholesaler that's putting up like $3,000, $6,000, $7,000 for earnest money, you want to make sure that you do your due diligence on that deal and make sure that that deal will go through and that they will find an end buyer for that deal. That way, when you invest your money, okay, I know I'm getting a return. You're basically putting your money where your mouth is, if that makes sense.
Right, any other questions?
That was a really good question. All righty.
All right, we can end this.
Let's go ahead and end it, guys. I think everybody's probably either going to sleep or maybe they're eating a bowl of cereal. I'm just kidding. All right, y'all. Well, we will see y'all next Wednesday on the next show. We'll let you guys know. We'll start marketing this. We just kind of want to do a quick trial, see how this goes, see if we get people in here. But we are going to be bringing you guys value after value after value every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, see you guys. Y'all tune in.